Okay guys, welcome to my short video. In this video I'm going to show you how your bench should be set up before we start our Zoom class. And within this class what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making some Irish soda bread, or wheaten bread as we call it, which you're going to bake in the oven, okay? And what I haven't got on the recipe is a wee bit of honey. Sometimes I put a wee bit of splash in that just to sweeten it up a wee bit. And in here I've got some porridge oats that I use instead of pinhead oatmeal. So if you can't get that, just get that. And what this is we're just going to use that to decorate the top. Okay, so it's not crucial for that. And then in here we've got the sugar, salt, bicarb, and in here it says on the recipe plain flour. If you've got self-raising flour, use that. I tend to use it sometimes, well, quite a lot of times, instead of plain flour, because it kind of helps it rise. And then you've got your nice wheaten flour here, and then we've got our buttermilk, or if you can't get buttermilk, a bit of lemon juice, and then measure out your milk and pour it on top of the lemon juice, and then that will give you the same kind of flavour. Over here we've got the soda farls, as we call them, drop scones, I think you call them in Scotland. And it's pretty simple, just 3 or 4 ingredients. And in here we've got the buttermilk with the lemon juice in first, just in case you don't get any buttermilk in the shops. And we've got some salt, bicarb, and a mixture of the two different flours. You can use all plain flour if you want, but I kind of mix it up a wee bit just to give it a bit of texture and things like that. For the drop scones, or for the soda farls, you'll need a nice pan. So I've got a pan here which is quite good. It's non-stick, so what I'll do is just put the bread straight on top of that, cook it on this with no oil or anything, just nice and dry. Another thing that I use, as you can see, I've had it for a few years, is this pan here, and I just plug it in. And if you don't have one of these, just use a good solid thick bottom pan. And over here we have got the naan bread. So what I want you to do before we start, so I want you, say about an hour, half an hour before we start, I want you to make up the naan bread. Okay, so in here we've got some plain flour, which is, normally when you're making bread you would use strong flour, but we don't really need the gluten in it. Okay, so it doesn't need normally you use strong flour because there's more gluten in it. You stretch it and it's stronger to hold in the gases from the yeast, whereas this, we're just cooking it instantly on the top of the griddle, and then you're going to eat it, and it doesn't need to rise that much, just kind of puff up a wee bit. So we're going to use that. So we've got that. We've got our milk, which I've mixed with the yogurt, so it's all in there together, okay? Poppy seeds and butter, I've got them on the recipe. What I do is the butter, which you'll see once we come to the actual Zoom class, what I do with that, but normally what I do with that is have it nice melted, and I have some garlic maybe through it, some coriander through it, and then we kind of brush the naan breads, but I'll show you that when we come to it. I've got some poppy seeds here just purely for decoration. You've got that, you can, whatever seeds you've got kicking about, so you could have, any kind of seeds, that sesame seeds, stuff like that you could just sprinkle on the top, just give it a nice kind of texture, nice colour. But as I say, I normally use butter, bit of coriander, garlic in it, and use that. Over here I've got a wee half spoonful of sugar and salt, and then we've got our yeast. So you don't want your yeast to come in contact with the salt, so keep that separate because it just kills it. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to prep the naan bread. Okay, so we've got the flour, so we put that into the bowl, and then we put in our salt and sugar, and we give that a bit of a mix round and make sure that it's completely mixed in. So we mix that in because we don't want it to the salt to come in contact with the yeast. Okay, so we make a little well in the middle, like so, and then we're going to sprinkle in our yeast. There's quite a lot of yeast here. Well, I just want to make sure, so I'm going to put half of what it says in the recipe. I think it's a bit overkill for the amount that we're doing. You can use fresh yeast. I know that in Morrison's you can get the little, looks like giant size stock cubes that you can get in Morrison's, so you use one of them, maybe half of one of them, and put it in. I'll just put a wee bit more of this yeast in. You don't want it to taste too yeasty whenever you come to make it. So mix that in, so get that completely mixed in, make a little well in the middle again, and then we're going to just gradually add in the liquid. Don't pour it all in at once, because some flours are a lot drier than others and they'll not take as much moisture, so a little bit at a time, just put it in and then just keep working it. If you're posh, you'll have a mixing machine and you can just put it onto that, and you'll use the little hook, little dough hook, and put it into that. But with this naan bread, you don't really need to knead it that much, because you're not wanting to stretch the gluten and to make it more stable so that it holds in the gases. Okay, so you can see it's still quite dry, and I'm mixing it in, and I'm just going to add in the rest of the liquid. So my mix is quite dry, so what you might need to do is add in some more liquid. So what I would do is add in some warm water and then just add that in. This is starting to come together okay. And just add that in. So you can add in some more warm water if you think it's a wee bit dry. So this is a bit dry, as you can see. So I'm just going to steal some of this buttermilk from here and put that in, and then just mix that in and mix it together, and keep mixing that until all the liquid's combined into the flour. Mix it around, keep mixing it in. So got that, put my glasses out of the way, put that over here, and then I'm just going to dust it with a wee bit of flour, dust the bench, not too much, because you don't want it to dry up too much. So this is a bit sticky on the top, which is what I don't want, so keep your bowl, okay, don't shove it in the pot wash or in the wash, and then just gently knead the naan bread, like so, a wee bit. So then, wherever you're kneading it, just push it out, roll it back up, turn it round, and stretch it out. So you're stretching all the gluten in the flour, and you can see how I'm just stretching it out. That. And then do it for about 10 minutes. That's all you need to do. Just 10 minutes. You'll feel the texture changing slightly from kind of grainy to like plasticine, smooth plasticine. So you'll see once you get that kind of texture change, you know it's ready. And just keep rolling it, stretching it. Yeah, like so. And then roll it up. So we just pretend that's been 10 minutes, okay? And then what we'll do is roll it up so it's like the shape of a little brain, like that. And then what we're going to do is put a little bit of oil in the bottom of our pot, and then we're going to put that on there and then cover it up. Okay, so what you'll need is some oil. Put some oil in that. Cover it up with cling film, or you could dust it with a bit of flour. Yeah, and then have that sitting ready whenever we start the class. So this tray, as you see it, this bowl with your naan bread proven ready for whenever you start. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you then. If you've got any questions, just send me a message or contact Craig, and he'll contact me, and then I'll give us a tidy up, and I'll see you next Friday. Okay, right, thanks a lot.